brewers, it's Friday. If you don't know, this show is called Fucked Up Fridays, and I am your host, Brad. Around here we do a lot of beer stuff. I fuck up a lot, as you might know. If you don't know, you're gonna know. Today, we're brewing, I've been talking about my band a little bit. I promise I'm not gonna turn this into my band channel, I'm pretty stoked on this, and I thought what a cool thing to make would be a really fucked up beer to go with my really fucked up band. So if you like this, please hit that like and subscribe. Really helps us grow, really helps us come up with new ideas, helps us pay old Travis over there. So anyway, the beer we are making down here from now, double IPA with agave syrup. Let's have a look at that. So this is 1 liter, works out to about 3 pounds of agave syrup. Our friends at Monin or Monin, Le Sirop de Monin, I'm not quite sure how that's pronounced, like everything else I do. Let me know. I'm really excited to do this. I've wanted to do an IPA infused with agave syrup for a really long time, so it seemed like a good time. We got a fuck ton of hops, agave syrup, we got a original gravity of 1088. Let's have a look at that recipe there. I can't fucking wait for this. I mean, I've never used agave syrup before, so, who knows? Maybe it'll be a 9% gross beer. If it is, we'll throw a bunch of flavor syrups at it and fucking call it a day. What do you think? All right, let's get into it. Let's get our minerals going. Have you got the minerals? I've got the minerals. All right. Okay, so what do we got here? 6 grams of gypsum, 4 grams of chloride, 1 gram of Epsom, and 2 mils of lactic. It's a big grain bill. And of course, don't just go doing what I'm saying with bottled water or the home water for wherever you're from. This is the local, I've got the local municipal starting water profile. So if you go ahead and throw what I'm doing at your beer, it might not work out. So consider that. Let's do this. Oh, wow. The perfect scoop. Some people don't use Epsom, like Paul doesn't use Epsom very much. I use it in almost every brew. Let me know what you do, how your water profiles are going. All right. Boom, we also need 2 mils of lactic. I lost my big baby syringe, so I only got these little guys that we use for Skulls Light, so I gotta do it twice. So let's, do that first. Got our water already up to 151. I'm gonna mash at 150. So once we put the malt in, it'll bring, I've already got the malt pipe in there. So should be nailing that 150. 1 and 2, and then I like to rinse it out. I'll just take the hot water in there and like so. Now we'll get our minerals. This kind of looks like some little gross stuff there. Wonder what it'd be like if you ate that. Don't do it. Get the big old, it's stuck. There we go. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use the slightly smaller one. Hopefully we don't put the bottom of the mash tun through for the 3rd time this year. So I like to keep it moving while we dump that guy in there. Get that all. Give the cup a little rinse. Water's pretty hot at this point, so be careful. All right, did I remember everything? Yes. All right, so we're not gonna put the agave syrup in till probably about 30 minutes, 20 minutes left in the boil. So let's get this in here and mash in. So our grain bill, total grain bill on this one's 14 pounds. 14 pounds? Those are 13 and a half. I'll have to double check that in just a sec. I'm trying Golden Promise this time, something I've never used. A lot of never done this before things in this brew. We were using honey malt, which a lot of people use in their big IPAs. Never done that. I'm using Southern Passion hops. I'm using Cryo Citra. Oh no, I used Cryo Citra before. So 3 new things. Honey malt, 4 new things. Honey malt, Golden Promise, Southern Passion, and agave syrup. So no guarantees this beer's gonna be good, but let's give it a rip. New technique I've learned, don't push everything down to the bottom. All right, so we're doing 6 gallons of mash and 1.5 sparge. We're gonna be gaining a liter of volume from that agave syrup, so we don't wanna overshoot our volume. We want this to be a big boy. We will not tolerate lightness. Heavy beer, heavy band, no lightness. If we end up low, on ABV, I'm putting some DME in here to jack it up, because that, right? All right, we are mashed. We're gonna put the lid on. We're gonna turn it down to 150 because I had it at 152, so we're gonna lose some heat when I add the cold malt, right? So now we're gonna put it down to 150, put our lid on, start the pump, and we're gonna dial it back. If you let this pump fully rip, there's no overflow in the Gen 4, so you may, if you walk away for an hour like I'm about to, you may find you're gonna get a overflow, which we definitely don't want. So we're gonna slow her down. I'm gonna slow her down to about there. And that's it. Now we walk away for an hour. See you in an hour. I'm gonna go clean some stuff or do some other bitch work around the brewery, okay? See you in a bit. Hit that like while you wait. All right, brewers, we're back. Mash is done. Time for sparge. We're only doing 1.5 gallons sparge, so let's get her going. I am still recirculating. Always good to double check that. Get rid of that guy. Whoops, lid. Oh, so we got the first set of feet, step 1. And normally I like to weigh my water, but not everybody has that ability. So we just went ahead and actually measured out. I think Paul did this, thank you, Paul, where 2 liters is. So 1.5 gallons, 3 times that. Not rocket surgery now, is it? Second set of feet, and here we go. So I actually cut down, my sparge water a little bit, just because I don't think that Grainfather is taking into account the liter of agave syrup I'm about to put in, so hoping that kind of evens it out. It's a lot easier to add a little bit more water to our fermenter than take it away, so I'd rather go that route. Last one. All right, our heat is off here. By the way, you don't need a second Brewzilla. I'd love to sell you to, but you don't need a second Brewzilla to heat your sparge water. You can do it on your stove, you can do it on some other vessel, or you can actually use, I think I've talked about this before, you can sparge with room temperature water. It's gonna make your brew day take a bit longer. I'm in a rush today, so I really don't wanna do that. I wanna get her done. So let's crank her up to, here in Manitoba, it's somewhere between 211 and 212 is boil. We're pretty high above sea level here. Because the Brewzilla will go to super high, I go 215. And that's that. We'll see you in about a half hour when we start our boil. Our first hop isn't until I think 20 minutes left in the boil, so nothing too exciting happening in the next little bit. We'll see you soon. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm gonna go grab a sippy poo. All right, so our sparge water's all leaked through. We're already well on our way to a boil. I like to reuse the handy dandy grain to glass bag to get rid of my, even if you're dumping it in the garden, still need somewhere to carry it there. This is gonna be leaking, this isn't, so. Wow. Give it a quick rinse. Make sure you don't leave your bottom plate in the bag or any other accessories that may have gotten in there. And then, pro tip, as I've talked about before, if you rinse it now, if you rinse it right now while it's still kind of wet and not dry, it's done. Boom. No brushing, no hot water, no nothing. Mash tun's ready for next jam. All right, so in about 20 minutes, we'll be back at a boil. We'll see you then. Sippy poo time. All right, we are at boil. We don't have any hops in this boil till they're at 20 minutes left. That's our first one, Sabro. We got a Sabro, a Denali, another Denali, Southern Passion, and that's it. Rest of steep Whirlpool and dry hop. So we will see you in 40 minutes for our first Sabro edition. Oh man, I love making IPAs. And also, oh yeah, right, you know what, let's just do that right now. Well, I got you. We'll put our agave syrup in. So like I say, the representative from Monin came down. Real nice guy, Kyle, I believe his name was. And I mentioned that I had this little thing coming up, and he said, you know what, Brad? I got you, fam, and hooked me up with this. So, and is this really liquidy? It's, okay, well, I kind of want to taste it. Oh. It's kind of like honey. Mm-hmm. Oh, mon. It's almost sad they make tequila out of this. Mm. And of course, we're gonna give it a good stir. That is some tasty, tasty stuff, boys and ghouls. Give it a good stir. Can we smell it? Can't really smell it. Can't really see anything. I'm also probably too close to boiling stuff. It's probably damaging my something. Okay, so now we'll see you in 35 minutes for our first Sabro edition. All right, and here we go. Oh, first Sabro. Let's do it. Bloop. See you in 5 minutes. All right, and now our 15-minute edition, Denali. Then we got another one at 10. I just love me some Denali, or Sultana, which is what they got to call it now, but it's always going to be Denali to me. I think we use a new business idea, like just a room that smells like fucking hops all the time. You just hang out in there and have a good time. So we'll be back in 5 minutes for our yeast nutrient, whirlflock, and our other Denali edition. See you then. All right, next Denali, we're at 10 minutes, so we're gonna do our Denali, we're gonna do our yeast nutrient, we're gonna do our whirlflock. We're doing a no coast. We're from Winnipeg. There ain't no coast. We ain't west, we're not east. So I'm gonna do both west and east coast dry hopping methods on this one. We're gonna do USO 5, so it's probably overall closer to a west coast, but f coast, I'm from Winnipeg. Oh, no, not yeast, not yet. Death! A little bit of yeast nutrient. Half a whirlflock. All right. Now, at 5 minutes, we got our Southern Passion. First time I'm using that one, really excited. In the meantime here, gonna get our chiller hooked up. Definitely gonna need that for our big old hop stand. Whirlpool, flame out, you know, whatever you wanna call it. All right. You may notice I'm not firing it up right now. I already fired it up a little bit earlier. I actually let my sparge water get to a boil, did our sanitizing run there. So we're gonna be good to go. One of the only issues I find with Brewzilla Grainfather is they have a real hard time recovering from that recirculation. It goes down like 10, 15 degrees Fahrenheit right away and you never really get back up. So that's why I've started doing that other method with the recirculation. So any minute now, let's see what we got on the old timer. We got 2.5 minutes. I guess we'll see you then. All right, we're at 5 minutes. Now we're gonna do our Southern Passion. I've smelled these hops before, but never used them. Let's smell them again. Oh, wow. It's different. Ooh, wonder what kind of bouquet we're gonna get out of this. Can't wait. Off we go. All right, 5 more minutes and we are ready for flame out and we'll do our big hop stand and then the down here from now beer hath been brewed. We're gonna use 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 packs of USO 5. I don't like doing starters, I'm lazy. 3 packs, 8 to 9% beer, seems about fair. Some people don't take these out every brew. I do, get it clean in there in the crevice. They're a little bit hard to push back in, but I find if you work away from yourself and push it more towards away from yourself as you go, it actually goes in pretty easy. Butter. And we give a good spray down here. Spray in the little hole here. All right, in a minute now, it'll be chill time. It's concerning noise. Not quite sure what's going on there. 2 minutes to midnight. I'm gonna get some kegs ready. All right. All right, you hear my little jingle jangle? That means this boil time is over. So kill that. I'm gonna put at least 1 glove on, get our chiller started. I'm gonna start it right now and open that up wide. Whoa, whoa, fucking every fucking time, I swear to God. Like, why you gotta get so excited? All right, so that's going. Fire this baby up now. And get water going. Definitely want to use a glove if you're hooking up to this kind of stuff, because this is hot, 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 hot. All right. Now turn the water on. Oh, probably helps to turn the heat off when you're done with the boil. Yep. All right. Okay. See if it's gonna flop out of the sink again on me. Not this time. All right. So as you can see, it's already coming way down over there, but we want to get just below 180. This is always kind of a fun thing to actually try and nail. So I'm gonna stop it now. And let's let it recirc. See if we're gonna get down below 180. We might have to give it a little bit of a touch. All right, get my glove off. Some scissors. All right, so we've got our 3 hops. We got Denali, South African Queen, and Sabro all going in our Whirlpool. All right, we are officially below 180. Looks like I probably went, whoops, a little bit too long. So we're probably gonna end up down to like 165 or something, but as long as we're below that isomerization range, we are good to go. And finally, our last Denali. I just love this Denali. Wow. Oh, yes. And we set another timer for 20 minutes. And let her rip. We'll see you then. We're starting to even out here. We're probably going to end up sitting about 175. So that's exactly where I want to be. Fucking right. Everything's coming up down here from now. We'll see you in a few. Okay. That's closed. Good. All right, 20 minutes is up. Whirlpool is done. Let's fire the water back up, get this mother chilled down. Okay, we got some good flow. Things are starting to come down. So we want to pitch at about 20 Fahrenheit, which works out to, I'm gonna have to do the old search here. F2C, 68, so 66, 68, somewhere about there is where we're gonna pitch our yeast, our 3 packs of USO 5, and 2-week turnaround. We're gonna do a dry hop at High Krausen, and we're gonna do a second layer of dry hop after fermentation. So far, everything has gone pretty darn well on this brew, so fingers crossed. At least we're not waiting for lager temp. That last like 3, 4, 5 degrees for lager temp just takes for fucking ever. All right, we have hit that pitching temp. Gonna pull ourselves a hydrometer sample just to confirm, because like I said, I want this baby strong. In worst case, if I have to add a little bit to the fermenter, then so be it. And let that cascade down. And we'll have a little look-see. Oh. Smells nice. I think we're a little low. We're only at 1060. So we got some bad efficiency. All right, so I am gonna sanitize this, which is really gross right now, so that'll be a challenge. And we're gonna put a bit of DME in there. I think there wasn't as much sugar in the agave syrup as we thought. That on top of maybe a little bit of pour efficiency, not too sure what happened there, but luckily I know how to deal with this kind of stuff. Just if I don't sanitize this well enough, this whole day is gonna be a waste, but see, there's a ton of hops in there too, so being that low, I don't want to end up with a super bitter beer either, all right? Kind of more of a new school IPA guy. There's my star sand. Over there it is. That's the same. So we're like 1062. We need 1088. You know what? I'm going to put a kilo in. I'm gonna run and grab a kilo. Kilo of light DME, save the day. Star sand the crap out of this. I'm just gonna throw that all in there, stir it up, and then we'll be right in the ballpark. And this is just light DME. I mean, yeah, it's not golden promise DME, but it's pretty darn close. So I think it was a combination that we didn't quite get the efficiency we wanted to today, and it's my first time working with that agave syrup, so I don't think it was quite had as much sugar as I thought it was gonna. I entered it into Beersmith as candy syrup because there was no, so I think they assume more fermentables as well. No big deal, but this is why you check your gravity. And we are almost transferring. We'll give that a stir. All right, done, and done, and done. So, other than the lack of efficiency, it's one of the best brew days we've had here on FuF. And even if we don't get it totally, like, you know, it's kind of easier if you just keep it moving as you stir it in, but we're gonna get it mostly stirred in. This is gonna get us a little bit oxygenated, which is okay right now. Pre-fermentation is just fine. And those chunks that we don't get, the yeast is gonna find them. We know we were at 1064. We know that a kilo is gonna bring us up too, about 1088. So no worries there. A little bit of oxygen for the wort, and like I say, these little chunks, yeast is gonna eat that up like nobody's business. It's not gonna give you an accurate gravity reading, however, but we can kind of do math, we're fine. All right, so we've gotten the vast majority of it stirred in. Boom. Now it's time for 3 packs of yeast. And into the tickle trunk she goes. Any other Mr. Dress Up fans out there?
Well, thank you, Bird. Thank you, boy.
I love that guy. One of the few child entertainers that had no scandals. Mr. Dress Up. I think you're dead. Are you dead? You're probably dead. Okay, latch her up, put her somewhere around. I had an airlock put aside for this, but luckily I got a whole pile of them in the old clean out area. The old clean out, real savage like. Come on, there we go. All right, ladies and germs, down here from now. Double IPA, brew day complete. If you thought this was fun, hit that like and subscribe. I'd love to see you every Friday. Till then, into the magic box, and then sippy poo time, and then much more sippy poo time.
3 weeks later.
Hey brewers, I told you we'd be back. I told you I wouldn't talk about my band all the time, but like we're talking about it again right now. I'm here with everybody but Sean, the vocalist. He's out in BC being a movie star or some shit. Down here from now, the beer, right here. Double IPA, but it fermented out to a full % more than I expected, probably because of the insane amount of agave we put in there. So it's about 10%er.
Like potential, or this is the one.
Well, I mean, it may or may not be the final.
Okay.
I've pre-tasted it. Tastes like a triple to me.
It smells good.
But, you know, we'll see what happens. And like I said earlier, if we don't like it, we're just going to put some, like, fucking strawberry kiwi or some pineapple in there and shit.
We're going to fucking drink it regardless, right?
Yes. Yeah. The other good thing about this is by the time, even if it's not good, by the time you get down to the end, it'll be good. So let's go, boys.
Cheers.
Salut mes amis.
Cheers. Cheers. It's good. It's fucking strong.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It'll,
it's like...
I bet you I could clean my bong with this. It's pretty strong.
I like it though.
Yeah, like there's it's very deep, like that.
It'll fuck your shit up.
Yeah, it's not nearly as.
It's it's
I mean,
fucking strong.
But there's, I don't know if it's the agave, but like this beer tastes like there's a ton of crystal malt in it to me, and as you can see, there is none. It's Golden Promise honey malt. I never used honey malt before, but yeah, I don't think there's any need to. I mean, maybe I throw some more hops at it because that's what we do around here.
I mean, it's
dangerous.
C'est
trop dangereux, as we say.
It tastes good. I like it.
C'est good, trop dangereux. Oui.
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. You got to get your hands on your own agave syrup, but new kit, grain to glass, down here from now. Unintentional triple IPA.
Unintentional.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. We'll see you next week. I'm gonna get real f***ed up now. Like, we're supposed to jam. I mean, just one maybe. Just one, maybe, and then maybe just one more.
No more than 5.